Well, hey there, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the Island Church Weekly Podcast. I am your host, Matt, joined as ever by Pastor Will. Pastor Will, how's it going today, man? How's this week been for you?
It's a lot of administrative stuff that we're doing, taking care of, just details and some good things happening. We're engaging with some people's lives. That's always a fun thing. It was a little bit cloudy out here, man. I don't know
Well,
about your spot,
we got a
your
little bit
part
of
of
rain.
Tampa
Yeah,
Bay.
it's passing though. We got a little bit, but not too much. We're yeah, it's still enjoying those kind of this time of the year where Florida shines, right? Where you're like, you go other places and you're like, it's a little chilly here, and Florida's still nice and warm. We're still living that
It's good.
paradise life.
That's a good day. The women, we're filming this on Tuesday. The women had their time. The men had their time today in terms of the men's group, women's group. That's really, really good. Sun came out. It was a little cloudy this morning, a little bit of sprinkle, but we need the water.
We good.
And so it's really good.
Well, how was Sunday? How was this past Sunday at Island Church?
So it's good. We began a new series of sermons, and it's not the title, but we're really dealing with the heart attitudes on the back of the bulletins. I would encourage our people just to take a look at those and take
Yep.
those look at this next week. This coming week, I'm going to be also back in the first heart attitude that deals with putting the interests of others above our own, and talk about more practical ways. I'm going to try to this really encompasses so much of our lives as a individually and a family and in workplace and in our church that I'm going to spend another week doing that. You and I can work on some nice, pretty graphics to
Absolutely, I love it.
to do that. But that's where we're at. I really was enjoying the series on dealing with questions of Jesus, but I really think this is important to take our time. And so I would encourage people that let's see if I got my book here. I do have one. I've got some books. Yes, here we go. So I'm going to be challenging people, and I did on Sunday, to memorize, to learn the 7 heart attitudes on the back of the bulletin. Don't have to memorize the scriptures unless you just want to be an advanced student.
You could do that.
But take a look at those 7. Those are really important, particularly because our church is going to be growing. And as we get this building up and we get some new people that are connected with us, we want to have a good understanding of who we are. And so I would encourage you toward those 7 heart attitudes. But this is the actual book itself, right?
The book, yeah.
And so the heart attitude books. And so we have some of those available, or you can get those from Amazon or any other place that you would like to get those. And so if you haven't read that, some of the women went through it. The men are going through it right now on Monday. Some of the men, we would like all of our men to go through it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Whether you can be here on Tuesdays or not, we'd like you to consider going through this. Read the book. Just read it along with us. That's what we're going to do. And then we get together to discuss it. And then if you do that, we can get together, maybe set up a Zoom call or something like that to see how the other men that they're maybe at work or maybe retired or maybe traveling. But really, that heart attitude is important. And then you may have some devotional materials that you're using. And if you stick with that, that's fine. But there's a great devotional book that kind of goes along with it. And literally, it's like 2 pages like this. Just give you an example. 2 pages per day, and you do 5 days out of 7, and it kind of accompanies the book. So this coming Sunday, I'm going to give out a handout and let you make a commitment. Every person, the men can do it, the women can do it. And if you already read the book, you can check that off. But I'm going to ask for those 3 commitments. Read the book. Consider doing the devotionals. Again, I'm not trying to disrupt your devotional time. We got something else, but if you don't, this is a good place to start because it accompanies the book. And then learn those 7 heart attitudes by Thanksgiving.
By Thanksgiving. Okay, so we have a time on it. We have a deadline, right? That's a good goal for us to set. I love it.
So that was this past week, and so I'm looking forward to the second message around that first heart attitude, because it's just so important to look to the interests of others, and what we really got to do, Matt, is got to get where we all can do this almost second nature.
Yeah,
we have to replace a nature. Our nature is to look towards our interests, and it doesn't mean we don't look towards our interests. We just also look to the interests of others. And whether in all manner of things, and I'm going to be giving you lots of illustrations and stories and stuff this coming weeks. If you invite a friend, bring them with you, because this works in your relationships at home, at work, recreation, our church life. So feel free to invite somebody to join us. And we were glad to have some new guests with us. Literally, we had new guests that were there, a couple, and they got Sandy and said, "Hey, we'd like to get a copy of that book. Where do I do that?" And so Sandy came down and said, "We actually have it here for you." And so we don't have an unlimited number, but we have some, and you can purchase them from us at just whatever our cost was. And so we've got even guests that are now going to go through the books.
Very cool. Very cool. That's
good.
It's just aligning the church all kind of in one direction, right? Say, hey, this is something that core value for us. Let's reset on that, all align around it. And like you said, the great thing about the heart attitudes is they're so practical. It's not just a highfalutin theology sort of a thing that's, oh yeah, we need to fill our head with knowledge. I mean, it literally is heart attitudes that are supposed to manifest in the fruits of the Spirit in our daily life that make our interactions with each other at the church more impactful and healthier. It makes our interactions with everyone in our life healthier and more God-honoring. So love that that's the direction we're going on Sunday mornings. What's coming up in the life of the church that folks need to know about?
Well, let's see. Leo's out. Leo Schofield, some of you guys, most of our people will know Leo. The book I don't have a copy right here, but I saw a copy earlier today, just was released. Some places they got it out yesterday, but I think the official release is actually today. And over 20 million views on the podcast, or downloads. I say views. I keep messing that up, but it's downloads. And then this book by Gilbert King is just going to be magnificent. There's really encouraging signs that towards exoneration. I won't try to go to all of them, all those advances here. There's even been some since Sunday. And so this looks really, really good. So we're just continuing to pray for the governor, pray for Leo, and particularly pray for Leo as he's out speaking among the people, sharing the story. You've got a Pulitzer Prize-winning author and Gilbert King sharing the book perspective, right? But Leo really wants to tell the God story in all of this, and he can do that because he has done that. And so some of you know, some of you don't know if you're not listening. If you weren't there Sunday, Leo surprised me by saying, and I don't know if you know this, Matt, I don't think I've told you.
I think so.
So we're at the end. We're going to pray for Leo because we invited him forward and said, hey, you're going to be out speaking. I think he has 8 different engagements between now and the end of the month. And I said something about his killer and being in prison. He said, actually, the person who killed his wife, Jeremy, died in prison last week.
I did not know that yet.
So I was surprised by that. And then I was more surprised when he said that the family has asked me to preach the sermon this Wednesday, which is tomorrow. He will be preaching the killer of his wife, the person that led him to be in prison 36 years. The family's asked him to do the message.
That is absolutely great and beautiful. Like such a, anytime people think, oh, well, what could God possibly redeem in this terrible situation? You point them to that and say, hey, that's the way God works. And it's completely upside down logic in the kingdom. That's beautiful.
I was standing in front of him, not just a few feet away, and I didn't know. He said, well, I said, I didn't know, Leo. And he said, it just happened. And so just amazing stuff. But you think about it's redemptive for Leo, and it's redemptive for his first wife, Michelle, that's lost her life. That all these people has come full circle, that he's going to preach the service for the person that took her life.
That's incredible, man. That's absolutely incredible. Man,
we make this stuff up, Matt.
You literally can't.
We plan to do something and have Leo here and let him do more than just like our service. We'll do something extra and do it at a different time. And maybe we'll get Gilbert King to come in. But I encourage you towards that book. There's the audio version, there's a Kindle version, there's a hardback version. Encourage you towards that.
Yeah.
Just read a remarkable story of forgiveness and redemption and hope in the midst of unthinkable tragedy. So that's coming up. And then we got Trunk or Treat.
Trunk or Treat. Deal.
Trunk or Treat, we got to get connected with kids. We need some more cars. And if you have a car, and if it will drive can't drive itself.
Well, some of them can drive themselves.
Almost. If you'll bring it up here and let us know, we can maybe even help you with some of the decorations. But we just want cars decorated. We really need several more cars to make this work. If we don't have about 10 cars, it just kind of puts a damper on the whole thing. And so our people have been responsive, but I know people are coming and going and moving around. But if you're around, we'd love to have you on that Trunk or Treat that night of the first. We're going to do some hot dogs and hamburgers for our guests. It's a time we're going to promote, as you know, Matt, we just finished talking about, we're going to promote our new building.
Yep.
That's coming soon. It's going to be, actually, we're going to say coming in the fall of 2026. And so we've got that we're going to place out there and have conversations about. So mark it down, plan on it. Talk with Sandy, talk with Marcia. Talks about that and plan on that for us. It's going to be an important time for us, and it kind of gets our area, and it's not going to be a huge event because you don't have surrounding communities that typically come in. Yeah. But we want to do this well for our people, have conversations with people on the island about what we're going to be doing. So
awesome. Well, how can folks be praying for you as their pastor, but also the church this week?
Well, some of the people know that we're in the process of not really actively looking yet, but we're trying to get our handle because Stacy is no longer with us in terms of doing the administrative side. But again, we pray in God's blessings on she and Jake and the kids, and wish them the very best, and grateful for the ways they touch various lives that are connected to us. And so we're going to be making some adjustments related to that, and trying to figure out what that should look like in terms of an assistant moving forward. That really is a vital part of this particular church, and many of you again have been touched by Stacy and the gals that were before her that helped us in this area. And so they can pray about that. Certainly pray about a trunk or treat. And then as Leo's, he's speaking, he's trying to get his health back, and he's still got another back surgery that's still needed. But he's a trooper getting out there, and he's got some nerve damage related to his leg that they're going to try to correct with the back. And so pray for Leo, that God would just sustain him during this time of this, as this book gets out there and people read of his innocence. And then hopefully the pressure mounts, and the governor says, we got to do right by this man, which is exonerating, but we'll not give him back to 36 years. Absolutely. But he has a story to tell about what Christ has brought him through. And so it'll be a platform for him to speak from. And so pray for Leo as he and Gilbert King share this over the next several weeks as this book is out.
Awesome. Well, such a great reminder. Thank you so much, Pastor Wolf, for sharing what's going on in life of the church, for sharing what's going on with Leo, and everything related to what God's up to at Island Church. Thank you all for watching. We'll see you on Sunday, and see you back here next week on the Island Church Weekly Podcast.